Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another paper crafting video tutorial. Today we are going to be talking about the Waffle Flower and Alex Syberia designs, limited edition exclusives for Stamptember 2024. The Alex Syberia set is called Close at Heart. It's a beautiful floral with coordinating dies. And Waffle Flower is called Hello Sunshine, which is an amazing sentiment stamp set with coordinating dies. I decided I think they're going to work together beautifully, so let's see what we can make with these two. In addition, I did pull out the large or oversized postage dies and stamps from Waffle Flower to use to help me create my cards today. I've used the rectangle from the oversized postage to die cut smooth white cardstock, and I'm going to position the floral image from the Alex Syberia set, and I'm going to stamp this with clear embossing ink and heat emboss on each with white embossing powder. I used a powder tool to prep the cardstock first to help keep the embossing powder only on the image. I am using the tacky craft mat in my MISTI, which helps hold my paper in place. I'm going to grab my white embossing powder, sprinkle it on. It is a pretty good size floral image, so I want to make sure that I am hitting all of the areas before I grab my heat tool. My goal for this was to create this beautiful floral design where we're going to do some embossed resist over the top. I also think this would be beautiful colored with your favorite coloring medium, whether it's markers, colored pencils, watercolor, etc. My goal with all of my Stamptember videos, as always, is to inspire you to maybe create, even if you aren't picking up the limited edition exclusives, or even if you're watching this after the limited edition exclusives have sold out. As a reminder, they are limited edition, meaning once they're gone, they are gone. They do not restock that particular product. So my goal with my videos is to provide inspiration for maybe using a different floral you have in your stash. The oversized postage is in stock. You can get that at Simon Says Stamp or your other favorite retailers. You can take other florals from your stash. You can use those to create something similar. You can grab different sentiments, etc. For my first panel, I am using the Ocean, Royal, and Amethyst inks from Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated Inks, and I am inking kind of at a diagonal. I want to make sure that I have a beautiful seamless blend from one color to another. This is a really fun way to instantly add color and create really, really fun backgrounds, let alone postage stamps. Now, there's going to be a lot of layering in today's video with background stamps, inking, embossed resist, additional stamping over the top, even some spatter. So have fun with your supplies. Once I'm done inking, I am going to take a dry microfiber cloth and buff away any of that ink sitting on top. Then I want to clean my glass mat, which I am inking on for easy cleanup. Grab my next panel, and this time we are going to ink up with Zest, Cantaloupe, and Watermelon. Oh, maybe I did a different one first. I lie. So here is a little bit of the Zest color. I did lie. That is not the color combination. We are using Zest, Limelicious, and Tropic for this one. I forgot I changed my mind mid-creation on this. Any of your favorite color combinations will look incredible. Now, don't put your inks away when you're finished with this. If you want to create a similar background to the ones you saw at the beginning of the video, I'm also going to ink a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 A2 sized background panel with these same colors, doing the same ombre effect for the base of our card, and we're going to do something a little different with that, but that will be here in a minute. I absolutely love aqua and lime with yellow. I remember now that's why I switched to that color combo. And we are going to buff away again the ink off of the white embossed area. I do think that's when these embossed resist images really come to life. Now, the other reason for doing this technique today, I've done a lot of coloring all of STAMPtember. I do a lot of coloring all the time, as you guys know, but not everyone wants to color, and not everyone wants to color every single card. I don't. You guys don't. It is fun sometimes to think outside the box a little bit, think what can I do differently with an outline stamp image. Florals are definitely one of the easiest to do this with, but just kind of think outside the box, think how you can do something a little different than coloring if you're not in the coloring mood. The color combination for this one is cantaloupe, watermelon, and taffy. I have to say, I was a little nervous doing the taffy, but the minute I took that ink blending brush to the paper, I knew I'd made the right choice. I love it. It's almost kind of a magenta-ish purple, and I thought it worked so nice with watermelon and cantaloupe. So again, we're going to clean this up. Then we're going to move our glass mat out of the way for a little bit so that we can do something different. We are going to stamp over the background of these panels. Now, you guys know I'm a huge fan of text over backgrounds, elements, whatever the case may be. I like to utilize my text stamps a lot. So this is one of my favorites. It's called Old Letter. It recently came out in a clear background stamp. There also is the red rubber version available from Simon Says Stamp, but I'm going to use the clear version today and ink it up with white pigment ink and stamp that right over our beautiful embossed resist background. It adds an additional layer. It's going to be very subtle, but I like how it just adds a little something to our background panel designs. Love, love, love this. Now, this isn't the last time we're going to use white pigment ink or a background stamp, but it is, we aren't going to use the Old Letter again. So once I'm done, I'll clean this up and put it away. And there are my backgrounds for the base of our postage stamp, or our oversized postage. Here is the postage edge, also from the oversized postage set. We are going to put glue on our background panel and go ahead and glue the embossed resist piece directly to this. Now, the white of the postage edge border is really going to set this off against the colorful backgrounds we'll be creating here in a minute. That is one of the reasons I wanted this really beautiful white crisp background all the way around. I think it's going to look amazing. I am putting acrylic blocks on top to help hold these down and keep them really flat, because I want to stamp some of the embellishment stamps, is what I like to call them, from the oversized postage stamp set from Waffle Flower. And I will be linking to another video at the end of this one where I have used the oversized postage for some other cards. So hopefully that gives you some additional inspiration. I'm using the Forever 50 up here in the top corner, and then I'm going to use the little cancellation mark down at the bottom. This is, again, another layer that we're adding on top that isn't really more paper per se, or at all, I guess. It's just another layer of ink. I'm using the Black Soot Archival ink, and I am doing this in my MISTI because I did find I needed to stamp this more than once to get a good impression. And I am going to stamp these two things just like this. And this step here instantly, to me, makes this look like a postage stamp. I know it has the postage edge and all, but this really just takes it over the top, and I love how this looks. We're going to stamp this on the remaining two backgrounds. All of the cards are exactly the same in design. Elements are going to all be found in the same place. The things that are different are the color combos and the sentiments that I'm placing on each. Because the Waffle Flower stamp set has so many sentiments in it, and really the Alex Syberia set comes with a lot of sentiments as well, I wanted to utilize more than just a single sentiment. I really wanted to play with it a little bit and do several cards. And again, I'm just stamping these a couple of times, and I do want those cancellation marks to be on the white edge, not just the colorful background. Oh, they look so good. Okay, now I have my background panels, and we are going to ink these, as I mentioned, with the same color combinations, starting with Zest, then working in some Limelicious, and finally Tropic for the first one. I'm using the large Simon Says Stamp ink blending brushes to do all of my ink blending. And we're blending that Limelicious right into the Zest color. Something else that I wanted to mention is I totally did not work within a single trio, quote unquote trio, of positively saturated inks. I went to my ink stash and I pulled inks from different trios to use for this. I had remembered from another card that I think is coming up later. I can't remember. I've worked out of order just a little bit this month. That I used Ocean and Royal together, and I knew I loved that. I just wanted to pull in one more color. And that's how the Ocean, Royal, and Amethyst background came to be. I already knew I loved like the aqua and the lime together with a little bit of yellow. So that one was pretty easy. And then I love the watermelon color with orange. And a lot of times I like to use that with yellow, but because I'd used yellow on this one, I really wanted to do something a little bit different. And so that's where I pulled the taffy color. So that's another fun way. Just have fun with your inks. Try things out. It's just paper. If it doesn't work, you can always, throw it away and start over. So I'm going to speed up, or I have sped up, the ink blending just a little bit, but I did want to leave it in to show that it does take a little bit of work, especially when starting from scratch, which I consider that's starting on white cardstock. If you start on a colored cardstock, sometimes it is a little bit less work, but your colors may be a little bit different because you are starting on a colorful base. I do like doing that as well, but just be patient with it and know that as the ink absorbs into the cardstock and dries, it does tend to smooth out a little bit. You don't want to leave any big glaring marks, but we are going to cover up a lot of this with that big postage. But I do need that overall coverage so that it just has that seamless, beautiful look. So here's my cantaloupe, then we're going to blend in watermelon and finally finish with the taffy. And then I mentioned earlier in the video that that old letter wasn't the last background stamp that you're going to see. I went to my stash and I pulled another favorite, and that is the soft plaid. I love a plaid background. Now, a lot of times I like a plaid background just as a plaid, like stamping it with a colorful ink right over either a colorful cardstock or a white cardstock base or a craft cardstock base. Today, we're going to do the same or similar thing that we did with the Postage Center, and we're going to stamp with white pigment ink over our background. So it's going to be a very soft plaid, but it softens the background and instantly adds interest. Something I talk about quite a lot here on my channel is that I am not great at leaving white space. I love a good background. I love something in my background, whether it's an embossing folder or background stamp or I don't know, a fun pattern paper. I just like something in the background. So this is there's a lot of work to this background, but I think it sets off our postage stamp so beautifully, and I love, love, love that. Once we're done stamping all of our backgrounds with the white pigment ink, we are going to place these into a spatter box, and I'm taking my favorite product of the moment, my favorite spatter product of the moment, which is the Spellbinders Onyx Silk, and we're going to add black spatter to these. Look at these backgrounds. I could just make a bunch of these backgrounds to have on hand for cards. I love them. They turned out amazing. So I am being very careful with my spatter today. One of the things I love about the Onyx spatter, splatter, or Onyx silk is what it's actually called. It's not called splatter, it's called Onyx silk, is the fact that I don't think it's too much. It is a small amount. It comes kind of on this nail polish applicator, and I like the control that I get with it. So that's just a little note of something that I really, really love about this product. And I do think it comes in other colors. I have not picked them up. I've really been loving the black. I like white spatter still, but I've been loving the look of this black. So we're going to let this dry. It does dry really, really fast. And we're going to work on our sentiments. We're going to really work on the rest of our card, and then we're going to pull it all together. On this piece of black cardstock, I am going to place 6 sentiments. I have 3 large sentiments from the Hello Sunshine set from Waffle Flower. This is their limited edition exclusive for Stamptember 2024. I'm going to prep my cardstock with the powder tool. And I also have 3 sentiments from the Alex Syberia Close at Heart stamp set, which is where our floral came from. So I want to make sure that I have really good coverage, and then I am going to go ahead and emboss all of those with white embossing powder. Now I really love doing them all at once. Off camera, I did take the coordinating dies for both of the exclusives and die cut all of my greetings. Next, I am prepping a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp this seal from the Waffle Flower Oversized Postage stamp set 3 times. We're going to emboss the seal with, or the stamp, whatever it is, with white, and then we're going to do embossed resist for these as well. So this card's got a lot of embossed resist. It's got a lot of inking, but I felt like this needed to be colorful. And I didn't really want to do any more black. Our sentiments are on black. The cancellation is black. The Forever 50 and the spatter. I felt like black, it would just be too overpowering, and I want to add lots of color to this. So our little special delivery seal is going to be colorful. So now I am going to ink these up. Unfortunately, I had my camera off, but I just did a solid color. And the reason I just did a solid color for this is because over top, I already chose that I want to stamp one of the other colors right on top of this. So over the cantaloupe embossed resist, we're going to do our watermelon color with the heart image from the Oversized Postage. And I did stamp it multiple times. I wanted to make sure it was nice and strong. Look how cute the seal looks. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Over the Limelicious, we're going to do Tropic. And then over our ocean color, we're going to do Royal. And this is going to give us 3 awesome seals. I'm going to take the coordinating circle die that comes with the Oversized Postage set from Waffle Flower, and I'm going to die cut each of these. Now we have everything we need to pull it all together. So let's put them together one by one. We're going to glue our postage stamp to the background. We're going to add our seal, and we're going to grab our sentiments. So I'm pulling off the backing paper. I am popping up my sentiments. Foam tape is back. I don't know if it ever left. I think I haven't used it for a couple of cards that are right around the time of this one. And so I think I made a joke in one of those videos that I hadn't used foam in a while. But never fear, I'm back. And then we're going to put some thin foam adhesive strips underneath the thinner sentiments, the Alex Syberia sentiments, and I love how they go together. To me, this is the beauty of card making, is mixing and matching your supplies. You definitely don't have to just work within Waffle Flower. I had considered it, and as I looked at the sets for today, I do often try to think, how can I combine them? How can I show maybe something different as far as inspiration goes? And this just really stuck out at me as one of those days where there's multiple collabs where I could mix and match them and maybe show how you could mix and match with supplies that you have in your stash. So I'm hoping that it inspires you in your creation. After I place my special delivery seal on, I am going to put glossy accents on the heart. I want that to start drying, so I'm going to go ahead and apply that, set this over to the side while I go ahead and put together the remaining 2 card backgrounds, which is exactly like I did this one. So we're just gluing our postage stamp right to our card base. We're going to pop up our sentiments and pop up the seal and add glossy accents. Next, I decided to take some gems from the Rainbow Gem Stickers, Rainbow Splash collection from Simon Says Stamp, and we're going to use similar colors to what are on each card background. So purples, aquas, and blues for this one, you know, the pinks and purples and red for the orangey one, and then limes, greens, aquas for and yellow. So I'm just matching as much as possible. I do love the little gems on either side of the heart. We're going to glue each of these panels to a white top fold card base as well. And that is really it, friends. Just a few little gems to finish it off. I did get that heart in there. It may not be a little tiny heart, but it is the stamped heart with the glossy accents on top. I will give the glossy accents an hour or 2 to completely dry before handling. And it's going to leave this beautiful glossy raised finish, almost looking like a little glossy puffy sticker, which I absolutely love. And I hope that this has inspired you to maybe think about mixing and matching the supplies that you have in your stash amongst different companies. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for these 3 cards featuring the Waffle Flower and Alex Syberia limited edition exclusive sets for STAMPtember 2024. The supplies I used to create my cards are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Don't forget that there is free shipping for a limited time for orders over $25 with the code FRSHP. And for international orders, you get $7.99 off with the code 799. This is a limited time offer, so please be sure to check out the fine details at simonsaysstamp.com. Thanks for watching! Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There is exclusive content, information, and behind-the-scenes content. Top-tier members will receive a handmade birthday card during your birthday month, access to D-Stash, and monthly exclusive lives, plus so much more. We would love to have you join our growing community. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new video. Thanks for watching!